Have you ever heard of a war where a city was bombed from the sea? Good day everyone and welcome back to Storytime with Ewatomi. Please kindly subscribe to my channel Storytime with Ewatomi on YouTube. Today we are rewinding to 1851 when the peaceful shore of Lagos turned to battlefield. This was not an ordinary clash, it was the bombardment of Lagos. It is called Ogun Ahoyaya in Yoruba language, the boiling battle. What caused the battle? How did it shape the future of Nigeria? Let's find out. The war got its name from intense nature of the war, Ahoyaya. In the mid-19th century, Lagos was a thriving coastal kingdom under the rule of Oba Koshoko, but beneath the surface tensions were boiling. The British had their eyes on Lagos to end the transatlantic slave trade, but they also had deep commercial interests. They preferred a more cooperative ruler, Oba Akintoye, who happened to be Koshoko rival who had been dethroned earlier. King Koshoko, a powerful trader who was a barrier to their legitimate trade. Don't forget, legitimate trade was introduced during the early 19th century after the abolishment of slave trade. So the trade shifted from exporting human beings to exporting goods like palm oil, ivory, cotton, and so on. They wanted to end slave trade not because they realized their evil deed, but because they no longer need human labor due to industrial revolution. So instead of using African labor in plantation, they wanted Africa to supply raw material. All they needed at that time was raw material and markets. But was this trade truly legitimate? Obviously, there's nothing legitimate about the trade. Well, that's a story for another day. Let's continue with bombardment of Lagos. They wanted to install king who would open up the city to them. So the British supported Oba Akintoye, who promised to abolish slave trade and promote legitimate trade if restored as king. This aligned with British interests. Oba Kosoko refused to sign the British treaty which aimed at ending the slave trade. So on December 1851, British naval forces led by Commander Henry Bruce launched an attack on Lagos for days. They bombarded the city of Lagos from warship. The battle lasted for several days, and though Koshoko forces fought back bravely, but they were overpowered by the British firepower. Koshoko fled and Akintoye was restored as the king in early 1852. This marked the beginning of growing British influence in Lagos, which later became a British colony in 1861. Now, in your own opinion, was slave trade caused more by ignorance or greediness of our leaders at that time? I would love to hear your opinion in the comment section or my DM. Remember, learn from history today so you don't become tragedy of history tomorrow. Thank you and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. Bye!